Hey, good evening. Welcome to this special presentation brought to you by YubaSutterArts&Culture. I'm David Reed, and I'm joined this evening by my friends, a virtual Angela James, Tom Galvin, Shante Arroyo, Thor and Catherine Campbell, and Alex Mazarol. You'll be seeing more of them during the show. We thought, what better way to celebrate love on the eve of Valentine's Day than to host a community reading of love poems? Some are new ones we've just discovered. Others are poems that we've known for a lifetime. Some are even original poems by some of our local poets. So sit back, relax, and listen in while we share this special program called Loving Out Loud. I'll kick things off with a new poem to me. It's about two of my favorite things, love and birds. Joy Harjo is an American poet, musician, playwright, and author. She's actually the current United States Poet Laureate and also the first Native American to hold that honor. Harjo is a member of the Muskogee Nation of Oklahoma. This is called Red Bird Love by Joy Harjo. We watched her grow up. She was the urgent chirper, fledgling flyer. And when spring rolled out its green, she'd grown into the most noticeable bird girl. Long-legged and just the right amount of blush tipping her wings, crest, and tail. And she knew it. In the bird parade, we watched her strut. She owned her stuff. The males perked their armor, greased their wings, and flew skyloop missions to show off for her. In the end, there was only one. Isn't that how it is for all of us? There's that one you circle back to for home. This morning, the young couple scavenges seeds on the patio. She is thickening with eggs. Their minds are busy with sticks, the perfect size, tufts of fluff like dandelion, and other pieces of soft. She steps aside for her so she can eat. Then we watch him fill his beak, walk tenderly to her, and kiss her with seed. The sacred world lifts up its head to notice. We are double, triple blessed. And next, I'd like to share, speaking of poems that you've known most of your life, Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare, who needs no introduction. And I learned this for a Shakespeare festival in high school in Los Angeles many moons ago, but a lot of you will know it. So quote it along with me. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, nor bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark whose worth's unknown, although its height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved.
Angela James here. When I think of Valentine's Day, I immediately conjure up visions of chocolate and flowers and all the good stuff that goes with being in love. Well, this poem is about chocolate and love, falling in love with chocolate, that is. This poem is by Rita Dove, a past National Poet Laureate. It's called simply Chocolate. Velvet fruit, exquisite square, I hold up to sniff between finger and thumb. How you numb me with your rich attentions. If I don't eat you quickly, you'll melt in my palm. Pleasure seeker, if I let you, you liquefy everywhere. Knotted smoke, dark punch of earth and night and leaf. For a taste of you, any woman would gladly crumble to ruin. Enough chatter. I am ready to fall in love.
I'm Tom Galvin. I'm going to read Fern Hill by Dylan Thomas. Now as I was young and easy under the apple boughs, about the lilting house and happy as the grass was green, the night above the dingle, starry, golden in the heydays of his eyes, and honored among wagons, I was prince of the apple towns, and once below a time I lordly had the trees and leaves trail with daisies and barley down the rivers of the windfall light. And as I was green and carefree, famous among barns about the happy yard, and singing as the farm was home, in the sun that is young only once, time let me play and be golden in the mercy of his means. And green and golden I was huntsman and herdsman. The calves sang to my horn, the foxes on the hills barked clear and cold, and the Sabbath rang slowly in the pebbles of the holy streams. All the sun long it was running, it was lovely, the hay fields high as the house, the tunes from the chimneys, it was air and playing, lovely and watery, and fire green as grass, and nightly under the simple stars. As I rode to sleep, the owls were bearing the farm away. All the moon long I heard blessed among stables, the nightjars flying with the ricks and the horses flashing into the dark. And then to awake and the farm like a wanderer white with the dew, come back, the cock on his shoulder, it was all shining. It was Adam and maiden. The sky gathered round, and the sun grew round that very day. So it must have been after the birth of the simple light in the first spinning place, the spellbound horses walking warm out of the whinnying green stables, out to the fields of praise. And honored among foxes and peasants by the gay house, under the new-made clouds, and happy as the heart was long, in the sun born over and over, I ran my heedless ways. My wishes raced through the house-high hay, and nothing I cared, at my sky-blue trades that time allows, in all his tuneful turnings, so few and such morning songs, before the children, green and golden, follow him out of grace. Nothing I cared in a lamb-white day. The time would take me up the swallow-thronged loft by the shadow of my hand, in the moon that is always rising, nor that riding to sleep I should hear him fly with the high fields, and wake to the farm forever, fled from the children's childless land, or as I was young and easy in the mercy of his means, time held me green and dying, though I sang in my chains like the sea.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shante Arroyo, and I will be reading Corazón Coraza by Mario Benedetti. ¿Por qué te tengo y no? ¿Por qué te pienso? ¿Por qué la noche está de ojos abiertos? ¿Por qué la noche pasa y digo, amor? ¿Por qué has venido a recoger tu imagen? y eres mejor que todas tus imágenes, porque eres linda desde el pie hasta el alma, porque eres buena desde el alma a mí. ¿Por qué te escondes dulce en el orgullo, pequeña y dulce? Corazón, coraza. ¿Por qué eres mía? Porque no eres mía. ¿Por qué te miro y muero? Y peor, que muero. Si no te miro, amor, si no te miro. ¿Por qué tú siempre existes donde quiera, pero existes mejor donde te quiero? ¿Por qué tu boca es sangre y tienes frío? Tengo que amarte, amor. Tengo que amarte. Aunque esta herida duele como dos, aunque te busque y no te encuentre, y aunque la noche pase y yo te tenga, y no. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. We are Thor and Catherine Campbell. It's an honor to be here as part of this. We've got a few for you really quick. I'm going to start off with All Over Again by Mcneese. As if I had known you for years, drink to me only if those frontiers have never changed on the mad map of the years. And all our tears were earned, and this were the first cliff from which we embraced the sea, and these were the first words we spread to lure the birds that nested in our day. As if it were always morning, their dawn song, theirs and ours, and waking no one else, me and you only, now under the brow of a blue and imperturbable hill, where time still stands and plays his bland and hemlock pipe, and the ripe moment tugs and declines to fall, and all the years we had not met forget themselves in this one kiss engathered, whirled an outward rippling bell to the rim of the cup of the sky, and leave it only there, near into far blue, and blue all over again, notwithstanding unique, all over, all again, of which to speak requires new fires of the tongue, some trick of the light in the dark, of the muted voice, of the turning wild, world yet calm in her storm, yea, in her ancient rocks, to preserve today one kiss in this sky-bound timeless cup, nor shall I ask for anything more of future or past, this being last and first, sound, sight, on the ears and eyes, and each long then and there suspended on this cliff, shining and slicing edge that reflects the sun, as if this one between were all, and we in love for years.
Words Are Not Enough by Denise H. Boyette. No words could ever tell you, no action could express the way I feel about you. With you, my life is blessed. You're the light in my tunnel. You are my pot of gold. You are the strength that gets me through when despair has taken hold. You are my once in a lifetime. You make my life complete. You are my blue ribbon in the shadow of defeat. There's nothing I could ever say and nothing I could do to let you know just how much love is in my heart for you.
This one is a beautiful poem that is set many times to music. So if you have not heard it set to music, look it up. You will absolutely love it. I Carry Your Heart With Me, I Carry It In by E.E. Cummings. I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear, and whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true, and its you are whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart.
Hello, my name is Alexandria Mazerol, and I will be reading Silly Valentine by Joanna Foosh. It's Valentine's Day, and it's really quite silly. My feelings are switching around, willy-nilly. I'm happy, so happy, that I'm feeling so sad. I'm gloomy, I'm joyful. Oh man, this is bad. My body is clammy, then I'm in a deep sweat. Sometimes I'm giddy, and then sometimes I fret. I'm looking for comfort food deep in the fridge. Often I think I could jump off a bridge. What is the reason for all the above? It's Valentine's Day, and I'm so in love.
Wow. We're back at the top of the order. Are we having fun? This is incredible. I just love this. So those of you listening in and watching, I hope you're having a great time too. So Dana Joya is an internationally acclaimed poet and writer, and he was a former California poet laureate. And he actually visited Yuba Sutter County during his time in that post, and did a great public reading and poetry event at the Sutter County Library. He was also the head of the National Endowment for the Arts in Washington, D.C. for a number of years, during which time he started the Poetry Out Loud program for high school students. Was born in Los Angeles of Italian and Mexican descent, and actually had a very serious business career for about 15 years. And at the age of 41, he was able to quit that and begin his new life as a full-time writer and poet. So this is called Marriage of Many Years by Dana Joya. Most of what happens beyond words. The lexicon of lip and fingertip defies translation into common speech. I recognize the musk of your dark hair. It always thrills me, though I can't describe it. My finger on your thigh does not touch skin. It touches your skin, warming to my touch. You are a language that I have learnt by heart. This intimate patois will vanish with us. It's only native speakers. Does it matter? Our tribal chants, our dances round the fire, performed the sorcery we most required. They bound us in a spell time could not break. Now let the young vaunt their ecstasy. We keep our tribe of two in sovereign secrecy. What must be lost was never lost on us. And finally, Galway Connell was an award-winning poet, best known for poetry that connects the experiences of daily life on a much larger poetic, spiritual, and cultural forces. American poet, won the Pulitzer Prize for poetry back in 1982. Been a favorite of mine for a long time. He was poet laureate, in fact, for the state of Vermont. This is called After Making Love, We Hear Footsteps. For I can snore like a bullhorn or play loud music or sit up talking with any reasonably sober Irishman, and Fergus will only sink deeper into his dreamless sleep, which goes by all in one flash. But let there be that heavy breathing or a stifled come cry anywhere in the house, and he will wrench himself awake and make for it on the run, as now we lie together after making love, quiet, touching along the length of our bodies, familiar touch of the long married. And he appears in his baseball pajamas. It happens, the neck opening so small he has to screw them on, and he flops down between us and hugs us and snuggles himself to sleep, his face gleaming with satisfaction at being this very child. In the half darkness, we look at each other and smile and touch arms across this little startlingly muscled body, this one whom habit of memory propels to the ground of his making. Sleeper, only the mortal sounds can sing awake. This blessing love gives again into our arms.
Angela James here, acknowledging Valentine's Day. But, tokens of love shouldn't always be reserved for Valentine's Day, that chocolate and the flowers and everything. We could and should do it anytime. Like this one time, this friend asked me at her husband's birthday party, right on the spot, if I could do a poem for him. She wanted that to be her gift. Well, some warning would have been nice, but hey, on the spot, this is what I came up with. Ode to Saint Floyd. Greetings to good Saint Floyd, a man of whom we are all proud, tall in stature, exemplary in character, a friend to one and all. Praise to good Saint Floyd, whose culinary skills abound, an excellent pastry maker, an artist with cupcake batter, a gumbo maker who makes us shiver, a grill master who inflames desire and make lips begin to quiver, anticipating that first tasty sliver. All praise to you, Saint Floyd, husband, father, lover, floating romance on a cloud, tickling the fancy of the one you love, building a deck, digging a well, making the house look really swell, bringing home the bacon and cooking it too. Floyd, we wish there were more like you.
Tom Galvin back again with the W.H. Auden poem, Lullaby. W.H. Auden was a homosexual, and this is a poem to his lover. I am a heterosexual, but my wife's name is Gay. So I think that knowing that I'm sending this out to my gay lover gets me inside of W.H. Auden's head just a little bit more. So, Lullaby. Lay your sleeping head, my love, human on my faithless arm. Time and fevers burn away individual beauty from thoughtful children, and the grave proves the child ephemeral. But in my arms, till break of day, let the living creature lie, mortal, guilty, but to me the entirely beautiful. Soul and body have no bounds to lovers as they lie upon her tolerant, enchanted slope in their ordinary swoon. Grave the vision, Venus says, a supernatural sympathy, universal love and hope, while an abstract insight wakes among the glaciers and the rocks, the hermit's sensual ecstasy. Certainly fidelity, on the stroke of midnight, pass like vibrations of a bell, and the fashionable madmen raise their pedantic, boring cry. Every farthing of the cost, all the dreaded cards foretell, shall be paid. But from this night, not a whisper, not a thought, not a kiss, nor look be lost. Beauty, midnight, vision dies. Let the wind of dawn that blows softly round your dreaming head such a day of sweetness show. I, a knocking heart, may bless. Find the mortal world enough. Noons of dryness see you fed by the involuntary powers. Nights of the insult let you pass, watched by every human love.
Hi there, everyone. Shante Arroyo again, and I have two poems about self-love. I know that often Valentine's Day is considered a day of romantic love, but I like to think it's about love in general, including familial love and platonic love and self-love. So this first one is called A Love Letter to Me by Mina. This letter is truly and doubtlessly a letter to the only person who will be left when everyone else is gone. To the woman of my life, to my love, my life, my everything, to me. Dear me, you, the way you are perfect. You, with your little struggles you bear, with all the strength you carry so desperately around, finding a way to use it in your everyday life. You, with all your words stuck in your throat that you are so scared to say out loud, so you write them down. You, with your smart mouth, trying to make this world a better place. You, who has already realized that you must better yourself first to better others. You are all through perfect in your own way. And yes, times were tough back then, but you were tougher. You mastered to overcome your biggest fear, the fear to stand for what you want and to love yourself entirely. And even though your self-love has improved so much over these past few years, you must learn a lot. You will have to endure a lot of pain and gain, a lot of strength. Self-love is a lifetime process. My wonderful, beautiful love, you carry mountains on your back and universes in your mind. And every single day you wake up, you are a better version of yourself. Whatever you wish to do so. This is your life, and you have to hold the upper hand in it. You have to be your own master. Yes, let life be taught by others. Watch them live, but never become someone else while observing. God did his best in making you special and unique. Do not destroy his work of art in imitating. Learn, observe, master. Once you can rely on yourself, you are ready to change the world. The world is waiting for you to make it the place it deserves to be. A good place, a place with no fear, with no terror, a place people can find secure and loved. Make this not only a vision, but the reality. Do your best, and whatever you have reached at the end of the day, you did your best. You were great, and you could not have done any better. I am proud of you, and I love you. To the dearest, most beautiful person on this planet, me. And this next one is by someone that I hope we all know, Charlie Chaplin. He wrote this, and it's called As I Begin to Love Myself. As I began to love myself, I found that anguish and emotional suffering are only warning signs that I was living against my truth. Today I know this is authenticity. As I began to love myself, I understood how much it can offend somebody if I try to force my desires on the person. Even though I knew the time was not right and the person was not ready for it, and even though this person was me. Today, I call it respect. As I began to love myself, I stopped craving for a different life, and I could see that everything that surrounded me was inviting me to grow. Today, I call it maturity. As I began to love myself, I understood that at any circumstance, I am in the right place at the right time, and everything happens at the exact right moment. So I could be calm. Today, I call it self-confidence. As I began to love myself, I quit stealing my own time and I stopped designing huge projects for the future. Today, I only do what brings me joy and happiness. things I love to do and that make my heart cheer, and I do them in my own way and in my own rhythm. Today, I call it simplicity. As I began to love myself, I freed myself of anything that is no good for my health. Food, people, things, situations, and everything that drew me down and away from myself. At first, I called this attitude a healthy egoism. Today, I know it is love of oneself. As I began to love myself, I quit trying to always be right, and ever since I was wrong less of the time. Today, I discovered that is modesty. As I began to love myself, I refused to go on living in the past and worrying about the future. Now I only live for the moment where everything is happening. Today, I live each day, day by day, and I call it fulfillment. As I began to love myself, I recognized that my mind can disturb me and it can make me sick. But as I connected it to my heart, my mind became a valuable ally. Today, I call this connection wisdom of heart. We no longer need to fear arguments, confrontations, or any kind of problems within ourselves or others. Even stars collide, and out of their crashing new worlds are born. Today, I know that is life. Thank you.
Good evening, Catherine and Thor, back here to share a few more with you.
I'm going to start. Valentine by Carol Ann Duffy. Not a rose or a satin heart. I give you an onion. It's a moon wrapped in brown paper. It promises light, like the careful undressing of love. Here, it will blind you with tears, like a lover. It will make your reflection a wobbling photo of grief. I'm trying to be truthful, not a cute card or a kissogram. I give you an onion. Its fierce kiss will stay on your lips, possessive and faithful as we are, for as long as we are. Take it. Its platinum loops shrink to a wedding ring, if you like. Lethal. Its scent will cling to your fingers, cling to your knife.
Don't Squeeze My Shoes by Rachel Fox. A love, like shoes, must feel just right, not too loose and not too tight, not too high or far too low, and if you're young, have room to grow. It must look good with any clothes. It must be kind, not pinch your toes. It must last well and not wear through. It must be just the thing for you. The style you choose, however strange, must show ability to change, to cope with rains and frosty morns, to help you dodge bunions and corns. Your love must fit and not break banks. It must not always expect thanks. It should be happy being there, the chosen one, the happy pair.
And finally, we have I Intend to Give You Many Bowls by Sarah Rule. I intend to give you many bowls for apples and loose change. What would suit you better than a bowl? Round with primacy, place for holding. You are not round like a woman, but you have more roundness than most men.
In Korea, every day a woman prays for her son to come home. Her prayer, every day she puts clear water in a bowl. She placed it in the garden.
I will deposit light when you're absent. Figs, water, unchurned compounds, ties and dithyrambs. Light.
A bowl, where a mother keeps a son for safekeeping. A bowl. Fugue on the preeminence of corners. A bowl. Cornerstone of repeated silence. A bowl. Something to eat and light is changing. A bowl, where I keep my body when my head is raining. A bowl, 2 cupped hands made of clay.
Sorry, let me mute myself there. Alex Mazerel here again. I will be doing another poem by Joanna Foosh called Since My Valentine Got a Computer. Since my Valentine got a computer, my love life has taken a hit. Nothing I say is important unless it's a bite or a bit. Before he got his new laptop, everything was just fine. Now he says we can't talk unless we both go online. But honey, I said, I'm attached to you. Love is what I feel. That keyword isn't relevant, he said, with eyes of steel. He clicked the keyboard furiously. The screen was all he could see. And then, to my horror and shame, he started describing me. Your motherboard needs upgrading. Your OS needs help too. And you definitely need a big heatsink to cool your CPU. Don't flame me, my sweet, I pleaded. Not on Valentine's Day. Fix the bugs and I'll see, he said, while looking at me with dismay. Whatever you want, my darling, whatever you need, you call it. I'll upload or download anything, and then I'll go install it. His hostile message keeps replaying, and though I don't want to fight him, is this what I want in a Valentine? I've been burned. Can I rewrite him? Are you all hard drive now? I asked. Is there no software in you? Don't you remember the good times? Let our memories see us through. LOL, he said to me, chuckling. You're nothing but AdWire. I've got 8 gigs of memory. I've got no problem there. Please, honey, we can save it, I said. Our love means more than that. That's not in my cache. We're going to crash, he said, as he turned me down flat. This man has really changed. Do I really want to chase him? More and more, I'm thinking it might be nice to erase him. Honey, don't talk like that, I said. Can't we just plug and play? I hereby accept default. I'm yours, my love, come what may. My goal is to make you happy. I want to be your portal. But your sudden, distant coldness would test the strongest mortal. If we need a brand new interface so we can FTP, I'm your go-along, get-along gal, and I want you to stay with me. If you want to be in my favorites, he said, and you want to get past my encryption, if you want to get through my firewall, here is my only prescription. First, put up your own website and email me when it's done. I'll check your page rank with Google and tell you if you're the one. My life has become a real trial since my Valentine got a computer. If I want him to care about me again, I guess I'll have to reboot him. Thank you so much for joining us on this evening before Valentine's Day. We hope you have enjoyed this program and perhaps have been inspired by some of the beautiful words shared this evening. We are sending all the virtual hugs, kisses, and Valentine's wishes. Thank you.